Dr. Horace Dobbs is the head of an organisation called International Dolphin Watch. He believes in a global dolphin consciousness and encourages people to swim with dolphins to cure their diseases. Earlier this week, he agreed to go into the BBC studios in Humberside to be interviewed by On the Hour. Dr. Dobbs, welcome.
Hello.
Now, let's establish first of all what's the difference between a dolphin and, say, a crab.
A crab? Well, of course, a crab has cold blood. A dolphin has the same temperature roughly as human beings, and of course a dolphin suckles its young, whereas crabs, of course, lay eggs.
Like a chicken?
Yes.
So how did your head first get into the dolphin's realm?
Well, I used to do medical research in the brain and the central nervous system, and I was interested in psychotropic drugs.
What was the effect of these drugs you mentioned?
Well, the drugs I was working on were very potent morphine-like drugs.
You were working on these drugs?
Yeah, and this was before, some of them were 10,000 times as potent as morphine, so 3 milligrams would knock out an elephant. Now, we think that one of the things that dolphins do is to liberate endomorphines in the human brain, and that's one of the reasons why people feel so happy when they see dolphins, and it's almost universal.
Let me nail this down. Do dolphins have the answer?
Oh, yes, I think that, I mean, there's no quid pro quo in the dolphins' world.
No money at all?
Well, no, but I mean, the point is that they don't see, they do things unconditionally. They don't expect anything in return. And I was made aware of this when a lady who couldn't swim came out one day with me on the boat to see a friendly dolphin called Percy. And we hauled her onto the inflatable afterwards, and tears flowed down her face. And I said, "What did that mean to you?" And she said, "Oh, he gave me unconditional love. He loved me for what was inside me."
Fish?
Pardon?
She may have eaten some fish.
You know, it depends whether you start looking at this as a scientist, which I was, or a mystic.
Which you are.
Well, yeah, that's right. So this means that inside our head we've got pictures and actually have got this sort of global dolphin consciousness, which super sensitive people can actually make contact with. But you have to be in a kind of mystical frame of mind.
Off your face.
And if you can tune in to the dolphin psyche, as it were, then you start to dance to a merry song. And if you abandon yourself totally to it, then you can find joy.
And what would be the dolphin's favourite record?
I guess Tubular Bells. But I've got some spheres called celestial balls. And I'm not sure what's inside these things, but if you roll them in the palm of your hand, you get this very soothing, tinkling sound. And they certainly like that.
Musical balls?
Yeah.
Presumably you'd support the idea of crossbreeding between humans and dolphins.
Oh, yes. Well, we've got, in International Dolphin Watch, we've got a lovely video called Oceania, and that talks about Homo delphinus.
And dolphins are not backward in coming forward with their tummy bananas, their tools of reproduction.
Yeah, they use their penis as a tactile organ, and it's, you know, and it's a very handy thing to tow people around with if you want to interact with them in that way.
And it would be a good idea to get some of their characteristics
into human beings. Yeah, actually,
there's no such thing as a nutter in the dolphin world.
There appears not to be.